Okay, good afternoon once again, colleagues, and welcome to this very important meeting, which we should have actually had long before now, but better late than never. Let's hope that other colleagues will join us as we continue. I think we're still expecting Alan, Terry, Selena. I've been trying to get hold of Selena. I've not been able to. It keeps going to voicemail. Then Ketu is already here. Okay, I think it's mostly Alan, Terry, and Selena. And so we just want to check, where are you with your content, with your material? Because technically we were supposed to start this training this Friday. I hope you can all hear me. Just want to make sure.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
We're supposed to start this training on Friday, this Friday. That's the 1st of April. But as it is, fortunately, we had made provision for two options. One to start on the 1st, the other to start on the 8th, a week later. So it looks like the way we're going, we'll not be able to start on the 1st. So we'll have to push it to the 8th. And just to let you know, participants are registering already. So in case you are thinking that is not happening, I would suggest you wake up, because it's happening. I even got another call today from another guy who wanted to register. There's someone already registered on the other side. And Lebo and the team in TUT are working very hard to get things going. So she just sent me today a program which I needed to fix and put the correct dates. I'll just show you so that you can see. I've actually been very busy with lots of documentation, approval documents, program, marketing documents. The one that came through today from Lebohang, I'll just quickly show you if you give me a moment. Let's see. It's an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, I think I have it here. Okay, so it's like a program that shows the activities for each day. Let me just make this bigger. I know it's small, so let me just try to enlarge. Okay, I hope you can see it clearly now. The spreadsheet that shows the days and the activities, the start date, end date, the unit name, the day with the content, number of hours, and then the facilitators at the end here. So from day one, which now we're hoping to start on the 8th, because as it is, we will not be able to start on the 1st because we have not received uh, most of your content. Okay, I'm going to send this document through. It's very small here. You cannot see all the contents, but I'll send it through on WhatsApp so that you can peruse and have a look and see. Yeah. But if you will look at the other documents, let me see. Let me just share this other one. That has the details of the course. I think this one is much clearer. So I've also just updated this one today. So let me just share screen. Okay. So this document I updated just now. So you can see the new dates. And we have some public holidays in between. That's why we have the gaps. Of course, the weekends and some public holidays in between. On the 27th here is a public holiday. On the 15th here is also a public we have the Easter weekend from Friday to Monday. Okay, so that's why we have a gap from the 14th to the 19th. But if we look at the details of the program, I think I shared this document already. The only change here now is the dates. Okay, but we have day 1 up to day 14. And for each day, there are different activities that will be engaging the students on. Okay, now we just want to know, where are we with our content, with the PowerPoint, with the material? And after we have all spoken, I will just give Andrew an opportunity to share with us as well some of the expectations of TUT in terms of the content and how they are to be structured for online learning, so that we can all be on the same page in terms of how we prepare our content and what the expectations are. So I know Freddie he did send me something yesterday, and because I've been in lectures I was working on the mind on ethics. I worked till late in the evening, and I've been in meetings and lectures the whole day. I just finished the last one just few minutes before this meeting, so I haven't had any breathing space as yet. But where are we with our content? Who wants
Okay,
to?
can I quickly go first before I lose
Okay.
signal? All right, you and I did have the discussion yesterday on pricing monitors. I have not contacted Freddie yet for the ventilators, so I'll do that after this meeting. And yes, on content, I have been working until late last night as well. I will send you whatever I have, but I'm up to about 70 slides already,
Okay.
so I think I'm
Trisha,
getting to a
sorry,
3 hour point.
Trisha. There's a bit of a cracking sound. I don't know if it's your background or the device. So it will be
Yes,
helpful if you slow down a little bit so we can understand you better. It's
all
better.
right, no, sorry, I was trying to speak fast before I go to another part.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, sorry, I'm busy driving, so it's a bit noisy in the background.
Okay.
You and I did have the discussion yesterday on the content of station monitors. I'm basically finished with it. I will send it to you this evening. I'm just putting some extra pictures, etc. But I'm well over 70 slides, so I think my content for the 3 hour session, I'm nearly there. I'll
Okay.
obviously have to do my audio a bit slower as I'm doing now.
Okay. So in terms of the audio, are you going to do the recording at home or where you are, or are you going to come to TUT where they can do a better quality audio? What's the plan? I mean, now both for the
Uh,
theory and the practical side as well, because we want to capture the practicals on video and upload them. So, what's the plan?
All right. So my plan is to use PowerPoint recording tool. It is quite clear. I will send it to Andrew just to check it for me. If it's not clear, then I can come in maybe on Monday and redo it. But I'm sure the audio should be fine on my laptop.
Okay.
Um, on the practical side, I was thinking I'd like to do that at my office because
Mhm.
we do have equipment there that is capable of doing that. And I do obviously already have the equipment, etc. at my office. I
Mhm.
will have to check with Freddie and see what works for him. Otherwise, I can bring the equipment to TT maybe early next week.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Trisha. Who wants to go next?
Can you hear me? It's Terry here.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Um, yeah, the PowerPoint presentation on infusion pumps is a little bit short, so I'm working on extending it and improving it. But it's very unlikely that I'm going to get anywhere near 3 hours of presentation, probably 1.5, maybe 2 hours, sort of maximum. It's not a very big subject as some of the others are, like ventilators and patient monitors and things like that. So that's the one thing. And I'm pretty slow on working with these presentations, having not done it for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And then secondly, I would like to contact Andrew and then come through to TUT so he can assist me with the audio presentation part.
Okay, great. Andrew is here, so you can have.
Yes, we can definitely organize that. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so maybe Tim, if you just send me Andrew's contact details, I'll contact him and we'll make a date. I'm also retired, so I can come any day, any time, sort of thing.
Okay. And yeah, this will be like a legacy for you as well. So even though you're retired, students can still hear your voice. They can still possibly see your face going forward. So,
right.
Many generations of students. So hopefully, if you do a great job, they'll remember you for a long, long, long time. Okay.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah. So yeah, you will get Andrew's detail. He's here with us now as well in this meeting. So if you want to chat with him afterwards, both of you can stay behind and have a chat. But yeah, we'll send you the details. But you will also get his contact details in the WhatsApp group as well, since he's also in the WhatsApp group for the facilitators. Yeah, and I
Okay.
did send you.
My wife's going to help me. Going to have to help me to extract somebody's name and contact details out of
Not to worry, we'll send it to you. Not to worry.
Anyhow,
You did get the additional material I sent, right? I emailed
yes.
some additional material yesterday. Okay, great.
And then the additional material was virtually the same as the material you sent me initially. There was one additional IPM part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, if I find anything else that is different, I will send that as well. But you can carry on with what you have.
Yeah, I've been sort of looking on the internet and not finding anything really wonderful. That I can well, not necessarily copy, but learn from. And so yeah.
Yeah, I would say for Trisha and Freddie, if you have any material on infusion and syringe pump, you can email that to Terry as well to assist with additional content so that he can have enough material to play with. Would that be okay?
Okay,
Trisha?
I've got Freddie's.
Okay.
I've got Freddie's original presentation on infusion pumps, so he doesn't have to resend that. But if he's got
that's an old one, so he might have something
new.
Something new. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so Freddie, how far are you? I know you did send me something yesterday. I've not had time to open yet, but I will and give you feedback. But just tell us where you are. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Kai. So basically my presentations, in conjunction with Tricia, we're doing ventilators. Alone I was doing defibrillators. Also sent you the presentation yesterday. I was doing what else? So I'm basically all the three modules have been sent yesterday. So I just want Mr. Okai, just for your opinion, please, to just check the sequencing, the content,
Yeah.
and if there's anything that is missing, I would appreciate if you can add. I mean, not really add, advice or suggest where what needs to be added. And in terms of the IPM,
Yes.
I did not send that with the documentation that
Okay.
I sent.
Mm.
I thought that is a separate theory module. Now the IPM will have to be a separate part, because when I went through the IPMs that were initially obtained from ECRI, there has been some few development, not major, but few developments that were made in terms of regulations and standards in terms of the field service. So
Yes.
I'm going to modify a little bit based on that. And or if I don't do that, we have original manufacturer recommendation, because now the equipment I'm going to use for demo basically going to be for a specific manufacturer. So if you allow me, and that would be great if I can use specifically the recommendation from the manufacturer themselves.
Yes, I think it's
So
great. So if you talk generally about the equipment, what applies across board, then you can now narrow down and focus on one particular one. That I think that's great as well.
yes, so that okay, that's perfect then, Mr. Okai. So that's basically my approach. So the practicals, okay, the other thing that is missing is after I've added what needs to be added and the content is complete, the next step would be to add the audio on the slides. So the practicals for my side is not really that much of a train smash. My intention, if Andrew allows, was to do that in a period of 2 days. Maybe do two modules in one day, the other 2 modules. So my intention for that was to do that sometime this week, because I was aware that the deadline is on the 1st. So
no, deadline is passed already. The thing was supposed to start on the 1st.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
So yeah, okay. With that, I miscalculated my deadline. So, with that in mind, Mr. Okai, so my intention was to conclude the practicals sometime this week.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's basically where, in terms of planning from my side and what has been done.
Okay. Great. So let's aim to finish everything on Friday, so that if those who are doing audio recording who need to come to TUT, let's say by Monday, Tuesday, you can arrange already to come do your recording. And if there are additional changes that need to be made, you will still have a few more days to do that and have them uploaded before the training starts the following Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Okai.
So let's say, who else do we have that hasn't spoken? I will show us one slide that okay, Katu is here. Yes, Katu Chelu.
Hi, sir. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, Mr. Okai, from the last meeting that we had together, I managed to sort of complete the first part of my presentation. Remember, I was doing quality management and inventory management and quality management. So I managed to finish the whole part of inventory. So I was going through the videos because I couldn't attend the quality management sessions that you had. So I was going through that so that I can see if I can get any ideas on what to add on the quality, because I had only 2 slides on the quality management. So I'm just finishing the recordings that you guys had, the YouTube ones, the ones that you loaded. Then I'm going to add a few things, but I want to go to TT on Friday to go do the actual recording. So I'm going to send you my slide, or we can have a meeting tomorrow. Then we can just check if everything's fine. Then I can record on Friday.
Okay. That's great. Now, let me
But
also,
sorry, Mr. Kai,
yes,
I'm sending you the infusion pumps slide that I did for Terry.
okay, okay,
So you can use that because you said you wanted more content, so I can share that. Then you can just use what I have as well.
okay, send it through, then I'll forward it to him.
No problem.
Thank you. Great. Let me also suggest there's a lot of help we can get from Andrew and his team, and that's why he's here in terms of what's the word? E-media, improving your content, both the PowerPoint, the video, the audio. There's a lot of backup support, even in terms of simulations and whatever. So please, we have softwares that BBW made available that will assist us to improve on the quality of the content. And I will give Andrew an opportunity to talk a bit about what is possible and what is available, because this course we are organizing, the way I see it, there will be no other course like this one in this field of clinical engineering. It's not like the way we've been offering it before, where it's a face-to-face. We just come, we present PowerPoint, and learners come, they come to Steve Biko and they do practicals. No, this is different. This is different. The quality will be higher, the content will be richer, and the mix of material that we use, both video, audio, simulation, PowerPoint, and the fact that we're taking this online. So there are a lot of other things that we need to keep in mind. So the way this course will be structured is not exactly the way we've been doing it before when we meet face to face. So there's a material already from the feedback I received that I've shared with us. I don't want to mention any names, but I would want Andrew to talk to us a little bit about the expectations for this online course, especially from TUT, so that we make sure we conform to those expectations so we don't have quality management issues. Andrew, are you still with us?
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Andrew.
Now, when I was looking at the module at the beginning of this week, I was getting very anxious because we basically only have outcomes in the module, and it's supposed to start on Friday. I think that's why I also wrote you that email. But in terms of quality control and accreditation and those kind of things, I just want to share a couple of things with you, if you don't mind. I'm just going to take about 10 minutes of your time, if that's all right.
Let's go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing that will be looked at is the idea of constructive alignment in a module. I don't know how familiar you are with these terms, but in any assessment of an online module or a module like this short learning program, the starting point will be the learning outcomes. That's where they will start at, and that should also be your starting point. And then what teaching and learning activities are you going to have to reach those particular outcomes? And then what assessments? The same with the assessments. The assessments must be aligned with what you are teaching and the activities you're doing. And the assessments will actually test those outcomes that you're aiming for. Now, just as an example, I know it's not ideal to I just using this as an example now. So let's look at this unit on safety and hazard management. If you look at these outcomes here, at the end of this unit, participants will be able to get a general sense of hazards which are presented in a hospital. Okay, so that is typically now covered in his PowerPoint presentation, which is great. But now look here, identify and analyze. Look, the verbs here is actually the crucial thing. Identify and analyze potential hazards. Manage these hazards. Now, if I go and look what the PowerPoint presentation was shared there, there's no application from the side of the student at all. So already this is going to be a big red flag. So basically under safety and hazard management, he only had the PowerPoint presentation there that was now converted into a video. And that's also why I shared, and then I just want to show you here as well, 6 hours online. And what we have here is a 20 minutes PowerPoint presentation. So that's a huge problem. And now I know some of you are speaking now about 70 slides and so on. And that's the idea is not to make your PowerPoint longer and more comprehensive. The idea is to get students to actually do things. And that's also what is very, very trending at the moment is micro-learning. So you break your content up into little shorter bits and pieces or little subtopics. And then you cover it in a PowerPoint presentation, and then you immediately do some kind of application, even if it's in a form of a multiple choice. But make students do something or let them discuss it something give them a scenario that they can discuss in the discussion forum. So what I've just suggested here, for example, yes, you're welcome to interrupt anytime.
Can I ask you? Yeah, sorry. Can you send that to me as well? I lost you for a few minutes there now. As I said, I'm losing signal up and down.
No problem. What do you want to be sent to you?
Just what I've missed. So I don't want to interrupt everybody else. Just if you can maybe just, I don't know if there's a recording of this session going on as well.
Yeah, don't worry. I am recording and I'm going to upload on YouTube and send the link so that those who
thank you so much. Yeah, sorry, as I said, my signal is glitchy.
Okay.
Okay. So as an example, so for this safety and asset management, I would also suggest have some kind of an introduction at the beginning of your unit. And then maybe an overview. This is just some recommendations that I made for him. Consider using an animation with a quick overview of all the hazards. And this is something that we can help you with. This is just an example of what that animation can look like. There's no audio yet now, but you get the idea. Then you have the PowerPoint presentation, and then that can be followed by some kind of hazard identification and analysis. How can we make students practice the identification and analysis of those potential hazards in hospital? And we can do that using hotspots, quizzes, or scenario quizzes, or interactive scenarios. So those are things that must be almost like a little journey that you take the students through in your unit. So we must try to move away just from that PowerPoint presentation, because you're not going to meet all the outcomes. So the outcomes should actually be your starting point. And look carefully at, let's look at this one, at those verbs in your outcomes. Understand ethics, adopt correct behaviors, adapt correct behaviors and actions in their practice at all times. You can see there's some action from the student side. Yeah, and that's also why I shared that Merrill's principles of instruction. Go and have a look at it. That can be a really good guidance on how to structure your content. How do you start and end? Maybe I can just quickly show you that. I think what was difficult for me as well is to differentiate between what will be done in your practical sessions and what will be done online. But what's interesting is that 6 hours online is the key. Okay, introduction to where was it now?
Yeah, I think the 6 hours covers 3 hours of theory online, 3 hours of practical for most of the modules. The only 1 6-hour session we have is the pre-training, the first day, where we open the LMS and MS Teams online for 6 hours, so students can come in anytime during those hours to test their connection, test their devices, familiarize themselves with LMS and all of that. That's the only single 6-hour continuous session we have, but most of the other modules are 3 hours theory, 3 hours practical.
Okay. Okay, thanks. That helps. Yeah, so I think if you're going to have a look at this, I've sent you, Tim has shared that link with you to that website. It gives you an overview. But basically, as a problem and task, you try to keep it as close to give them real life scenarios in your training. And then activation. So that's where they build on their previous knowledge and also that's also where you can bring in discussion forums. It can be very interesting to gather knowledge from, let them share some content from their own environments, perhaps. I'm not sure how much practicals they've been through, these students, but anyway, how will you activate the students' prior knowledge and prepare them to learn? And then demonstration, so that will be a key. Let them show you what they can do. This is where you show them. So that demonstration is crucial. And I think that's typically now where your recordings and demonstrations of your specific devices, for example, will come into the picture. So think about how will you show your students how to perform the task, how to solve this real world problem, and what examples will you share with them? And then application, this is now where they can get a chance to practice this. And that is what's been lacking in what I've seen so far. How can you make them practice that? How will your students practice solving the problem of doing the task? How will you and your peers provide them with feedback, perhaps, on that? And again, that can be quizzes.
Yeah, just before you continue, I just want to mention, especially for those doing the practicals, the idea of the 3 hours is not that you will use the whole 3 hours of practical demonstrating. You can use half of it to show the students to do your demonstration, then allow them for the other 1.5 hours to also have some kind of practice of what you have demonstrated. So you have to think of how to engage the students for the last 1.5 hours of the 3 hours. So the first 1.5 hours, you're demonstrating and showing and opening the device and explaining. And the next 1.5 hour of the practical, you have to think of some kind of activity that will allow them to engage with the equipment that you've been demonstrating, so they can have a feel of what you've been explaining and demonstrating, and be able to actually put their hands on it. And
Yes, I think from my side, the key is go and have a careful look at your outcomes that you're trying to achieve. And if you look at your content, you think that reflects that students will reach those outcomes through what you've got there. As long as if it's a combination of the practical sessions and your online content, that's great. As long as they can reach those outcomes and will be able to pass the assessments in line with those outcomes.
I'm going to share those study guides again to everyone so we can all look at the outcomes and also make sure we align our content to meet those outcomes.
And then try to come up, once you've shared your PowerPoint presentations, again, I recommend try to break it up into subtopics, and then have some kind of application, little activity that goes with that preceding content. Already, if you only have that, that's going to make a big difference in this module. But we're going to have problems if we only have PowerPoint presentations, and lengthy PowerPoint presentations are also going to be an issue. So I think that's all I wanted to share.
Andrew, if I might ask.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes. If I might ask, like, how long does it take to do this whole interactive thing? Do we need to come and sit with you? How do we go about it? I think that's where most of us probably, like, we used to making PowerPoint presentations. I've never done something interactive.
Yeah, and I think that's also where you need to know what are your options. I think that's so the ideal is if we can maybe schedule a meeting early next week, and we can discuss your content and think and look at what we can do just to take it give it an extra boost your content.
Okay, so would it be fine to send you the initial PowerPoint presentation that we've done, and then go from there? Because as you know, I mean, I'm away until Friday, so I can only do this next week. Will we still have enough time to go through and do all of this?
Yeah, I think if we can really put all the work in early next week, we can. I think we can do it.
All right.
So let's do that. Let's schedule a meeting.
How long does it take to do that per presentation? Just so I can try and keep part of next week open to do this.
Well, I think let's have an initial meeting, and then and also send me your PowerPoint presentation so I can get an idea of the content and also get my own ideas running, and then we take it from there. I know, Tim, also you've also mentioned maybe this is the first round, so we can still, if we can just have the bare minimum ready for this module, and we can still continue developing and really take it to the next level.
Exactly.
For the next round, because we are definitely running out of time.
Yeah. And the other
that's my main concern. I mean, as I said, we don't know how to go from going from PowerPoint to all this new tech stuff that most of us don't know enough about.
Yeah. I think one opportunity that this course presents is that we're going to learn new things, all of us. And if we can prioritize the content of the first week so that while the students are busy with that, we can even continue developing the ones for the second week. So that's something else we can think of as well to give us.
Yes, that's an important point. So what we can do, we can hide all the content.
Yes.
From the second week. So you must decide, Tim, what should be available during that first session and the first week as well. Yeah. And we try to hide everything, and we can still develop. That gives us an extra week, basically.
Exactly. And just to put your mind.
Okay, so let's say if I'm doing unit 11 and 12, that's like, I don't want to push a deadline, but I mean, let's prioritize the guys that are doing units 1 to 7 or whatever first.
Yes, something like that.
But we can continue. I will next week. This will be my main priority to help everybody. Yeah.
Okay, carry on, Andrew.
No, I think that's all I wanted to share. So if everybody can then just maybe share the PowerPoint. I don't know if I've probably sent it to you already, Tim. If you can share what you've got, and then try to arrange a quick meeting with me online, and then we can decide if we're going to get together for some of the recordings and what we need to do from there.
Yeah, I haven't received any final PowerPoints yet, so it's just the draft for me to see, so I can give them pointers here and there. So the final ones haven't come in as yet, but when they do, I will let you know, Andrew. I think the only final thing we've had is from Alan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so maybe take that approach. First, send it to you, and then you will pass on whatever you get.
Yeah.
Let's stick to that.
Okay. And just to let us know, we are developing 3D videos for I think that unit 2 on safety and hazard management. So BBW is helping with that. So we'll add that to what Alan has done, and then I'll add a bit of content. I just want to see what they do. I've given them some materials. I just want to see what they come up with. Then I can see what other gaps are there and then help to fill in the gaps with my own presentation. So hopefully with what Alan has, with what we're getting from BBW, and what I'm going to add once I've seen what is left, we should have enough content for that topic on safety and hazard management.
Okay, wonderful. And Tim, we must also try to have a meeting soon also about the 3D, because I know many of these devices you can already purchase the 3D model, and we can include it in the actual content. So we can think about that as well.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so it's almost like a free. So it's almost like a free stock image, but you get a free a 3D stock model.
Yeah.
And I've checked for these devices that you are using and they're all available there.
Oh, okay.
Even a whole hospital room with everything in there. It's
Wow.
there, so you can
Fantastic.
physically move in that space the students in the 3D model. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's actually quite simple.
Sure.
So we must definitely
I need to find
get
a
together
day
and look at
to
it.
come sit in your office and take a look at it.
Yes.
Because if we don't know what is possible, we limit ourselves. But once we know
Yes.
what's
I mean, it's
there,
all new
we
to me as well, but it's really not that far fetched to get into this very, very soon.
Wow. Great.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay then. So
Hi, Andrew.
Hi there.
So, Mr. Okai,
yes.
just a quick question to Andrew. Sorry for the noise. I'm driving as well. The softwares that were shared by BBW to TUT, are we allowed to use those softwares? Because I'm thinking the meeting that we're gonna have with you is just going to be a meeting where you indicate what needs to be done in terms of the content, the visual content, or the overview example we just made. Is it not possible that we can do all that by ourselves by just having access to the software?
Yeah, so Tim, you can respond there. At the moment, we only have 2 licenses. It was sponsored by BBW. But it's something that we can think about maybe in the future, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. And even the second license, I still haven't been able to activate. I'm still using the demo.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can show them what I've been able to do on that PowerPoint on ethics just with the demo. Some of the graphics and pictures and stuff I was able to get from there. So you don't even have to wait for a license. You can already register on iSpring, and then you can have access already to some of the material.
For 30 days only. That's the problem, right?
Exactly.
But I think for now, what we can do, if we can discuss what you want to do, and you provide me, we can work on the content together, and I just put the final product together for you.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. Thank you.
And also, just like Andrew said, you don't have to make a long 1 hour, 2 hour video or PowerPoint. You can break it into different sections. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 30
Little
minutes here.
subtopics.
Subtopics, exactly. It doesn't have to be one long presentation of 2 to 3 hours. That would be very boring. But
it's going to be very tough for a student to sit through an hour presentation or even a 2 hour. Yeah. So.
And also remember the assessments, assessment questions, quizzes, and all of that. So while preparing your PowerPoint, think of activities you can incorporate, think of quizzes, think of questions and stuff like that to make it more interactive.
And even a discussion forum where you're presenting with a scenario.
Do you have a guideline on that? Like how long, how many more?
Sorry, Trisha, you were breaking up there, but yes, but it's basically depends.
Using signal.
The guidelines. The guideline is your outcomes. That will guide you in what you want to achieve. So it really depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
So I was
in terms of video, you try
but
to.
in terms of.
Sorry, in terms of video, you try not to go actually more than 10 minutes. Is already pushing it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big adjustment for them not to go more than 10 minutes. It will be a big,
but I mean, ideally, you can even your PowerPoint that you've created now. We can just split it up into sections.
Okay.
So it's not as if you have to create different content.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
You're right.
So think about that for as well. If we will be able to actually divide it into subtopics.
Okay, but in terms of guidelines, my question is more of obviously the outcomes that need to be reached, but in terms of length, and is there a specific mark allocation to that, or how are we going about the assessment?
Well,
Tim, can you maybe just talk about the official assessment? What's going to count marks? Because we have to distinguish between what is just almost like a practice exercise that can be part of the content versus the actual assessment that will count in the end.
yeah, I think for each unit, if we can have maybe a 20 to 30 minutes assessment at the end, that will count. Apart from the quizzes and stuff.
As part of the presentation.
No, that should be separate from the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, because the last day will be for assessment. So if we can.
Okay, so let's say marks wise, are we looking at 150 marks, 20 marks, 10 marks?
You can aim for 20 to 30 marks. And just like we do online assessment with students in TUT at the moment, it can be a mixture of theory questions, short answer questions, true or false, multiple choice, stuff like that to cover the content.
But in the end,
you can help with hard parts there as well.
But what we'll do in the end, let's say you've got 20 marks questions or exercise, and the other one's got a 50 marks. In the end, we just make it count the same percentage.
Yes.
Convert. So that's it's not a real issue.
Yeah. So it
doesn't as long as you cover what you want to cover.
Whether yours is 20 marks or 30 marks or 50, it doesn't really matter. There's a way we can, at the end of it, make it all count the same. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Tim. So you will share my details with them, and then they can contact me, and then I'm still on leave until Friday, unfortunately. Yeah. But then next week early we can kick off with everybody. That would be great.
Okay, so let me just share the beautiful PowerPoint that Mr. Mdu helped to prepare for me on ethics, and the one that I was working on as well. So obviously,
beautiful one.
I still have a lot of work to do, but I'll quickly show you. This is the one that Mr. Mdu prepared for me on part of the material on ethics. So you can see how lovely it is. And I just gave him
nice.
Word document, and the template that has this one photo on it. And you can see how he managed to transform an ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. Yeah. And then let me share the one that I worked on myself. Where is it now? Okay. I'm still not done yet. There might be a few more things I would need to add, but here it is. I'll just go quickly. My objectives, introduction. Still a lot of graphics I still need to add, but I'll just run through quickly. Yeah, I have a few questions there for interaction. Okay, and then yeah. Okay, just to give us an idea, of course, I'm going to insert a few more activities here and there to make it more interactive. What we cannot do now, when we update during the next course, the next offering, then we will improve as well. So what...
Are you sharing something, Tim?
Is it not showing?
No, we're not. Yes, we are clicking. You're clicking away there, but we can't see anything.
My apologies. Okay, let me. Oh, I see. I think I know what happened. I didn't end the other one properly. That's why. So let me start again. There we go. Okay.
We only see Terry's ceiling.
Can you see the slide now?
There you go.
Okay, so this is it. Objectives, and then introduction, and yeah. So I'm just going through quickly.
And those characters you got from
All of
iSpring,
them are
right?
from iSpring, yes. The free version. So there's a lot you can actually get from there, even with the free version. Yeah.
Mm.
All of these are from there. So I think what Mr. Mdu did, it started from here, clinical and biomedical engineering code of practice, from here onwards. So I've added a whole lot of content besides.
And I think it's maybe a good idea to split the two. Right? It doesn't have to be one presentation.
Yes. Now, because what he did is incorporated in this one, I think I'll just use one for now. I'll use one because his content is inside this one as well. And with this presentation on ethics, I actually do not want to add voice. What I want to do instead, where is this thing now? Oh, there's something here I can do in iSpring. Let me see, I'll just show us quickly.
The interaction.
Create a course. Once I'm done with the interactions and everything, where is it?
Publish. Here, yeah.
Publish.
Just there you go.
Okay, let's see, publish. Oh, you see, now is the free version. That's why I cannot even publish. Okay, purchase subscription. I can't do that. Oh, okay, but not to worry. Oh, publish.
Oh, there you have it.
Let's see. Okay, it's publishing. Let's see what happens.
You see, and the advantage of publishing it like this is your PowerPoint in the LMS remains interactive. So you can click on the left and right,
exactly,
paging through it in the LMS, where in the normal LMS, if it's just a normal PowerPoint, it creates a PDF.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do with this one. For this one, I'm not going to add voice for ethics. We'll just create that thing where it's like an online course. You just click to go from one page to another. So we'll see the result of this just now. Okay, but there is someone who contacted me, and I'm having a meeting with him tomorrow. His name is Dean Hotchkiss. He used to be one of our part-time lecturers for clinical engineering. And he saw the advert for this short learning program, and he came up with a suggestion about using metaverse for some of the practical sessions. So I don't know if anyone has any idea of using, like this 3D rooms where you go into and you can do all sorts of things on metaverse. So I've set up a meeting with him for tomorrow at 11 o'clock so that he can tell me more about it, and possibly we can think about it for next time when we are updating or improving the course, if it's something we have a budget for and we can add. So if any of you is interested to come and hear what he has to say, you just let me know. I can send you the link for the invitation so you can join us as well.
Yes, please, please, if you can share it with all of us, that would be great.
Okay.
Those who can join.
Okay, fine. So I will send you the link today, so that you can join us for the meeting tomorrow. Let's hear what he has to say and show. It's always good to know what's possible and what's available. We don't have to use all of them, but it's good to know that, yes, those options are there. Great. So just waiting for this to finish publishing because the slides are quite many, but it's almost done. There are about 71 slides. Then we'll see what the outcome is. But any other questions while we're waiting for this to finish publishing? Are there any other issues we need to talk about? Publishing is complete. Okay. Do I zip it? Let me zip it first. And I'll give it a name. Let's call it ethics zip. Okay. 7, so I can view the course. It's busy compressing. While it's compressing, let's see if I think it needs to finish compressing before.
If you click on view course in the meantime.
Yeah, it's not because this thing is still compressing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's moving very quickly. Okay, great. Where is the course now? Yeah, view. Oh, Microsoft Edge. Okay, let's try that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is what we have. And here you just click buttons here and it takes you to the next page.
We can't see it.
Oh, okay, let me try to share again. Sorry.
I think it's maybe the pop-up window that we can't see.
Okay, so where are we now? Can you see what I have on the screen?
We just see green.
Okay, let me try again. Okay. So this is what I have.
Yes.
You can see it now. So
yes.
by just clicking the next button, it takes you to the next, to the next, to the next. And if you upload this on the LMS, students just need to click on the next button or the previous button. Then it takes them to the next slide. Okay, obviously this is not a paid version, it's the demo version. That's why we've got this thing here. I don't know if it's going to stay there or what. Okay, but just an idea of what is possible and what we can do with what we have. So let's engage with Andrew and his team to help us make our presentations much better to improve the quality. Okay, so I'll send us the link to tomorrow's meeting at 11. So let's see what Metaverse has to offer and what Dean wants to share with us. And yeah, Terry, I'll forward you the material from Catucello. And if there's anything else, Freddie, I'll have time to look at your PowerPoints as well. But let's do our best to work hard and make sure our materials are ready by this Friday so that early next week we can start doing the video recording. I will still need to come through to the studio, Andrew, to record the introductory part so that we can have that ready as well.
Okay, we do that then also next week. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. But otherwise, that's it from me. Anything else we need to that I forgot we need to talk about before we go? Okay. Otherwise, thank you all very much. Maybe before the end of next week, let's try to meet again just to touch base and know how far, or what to know what we've done, what is still left. So if there's anyone that still needs any assistance here and there, either with material or the production process or with content, so we can see how we can all assist before the course starts on the 8th of April. Okay. But thank you all very much. Have a lovely what is left of the evening, and God bless. Bye.
Thanks, Dan. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to stay on and chat with Andrew or whoever, you can do that as well.
Okay, Mr. Okay, I'll stay. I'll